there is a close associate of Rudy Giuliani's who
and
has
my best friend.
Apparently you guys have had some exchanges on Twitter. Jenna Ellis has reportedly, according to Axios, informed other people that she has contracted coronavirus. And perhaps even more importantly, that she was possibly infected when she attended a holiday party with senior staff at the White House the other day. So
just a reminder that we need to keep our holiday gatherings very small to people you've had close contact with and been quarantining with potentially, because we're seeing a surge after Thanksgiving as predicted, and we do not want to see another surge after Christmas, especially given the fact that we are not going to be caught up with the rest of the world with the vaccine due to Trump administration attempts at trying to save money when it was the last time you should be trying to save money.
Yeah, just to be clear on that story, and this is, we have only vague reporting on the sort of the thinking behind this, but there are two vaccines that are on track to get early FDA approval. That is the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine. There are other vaccines that are out there that are going through the testing phases, but these two are the ones that are going to be 1 and 2 in terms of getting approval, if they get approval. The U.S. government had the opportunity to essentially option, or I guess order, as many doses of vaccine as they want. I mean, or at least to the extent that it was, they could have ordered more than the 100 million they did. Now, 100 million will inoculate 50 million people. You need 2 doses. They had an option to get 500 million more. However, after Pfizer gave this opportunity to the United States first, the United States said, we're just going to take 100 million because we don't want to, I guess, I don't know, tie up money perhaps on a loser vaccine, as it were. Yeah. We want to spread the risk, is what the reporting says. A high-placed official who was involved in the ordering of this said, well, what's the risk? The risk is we don't want to expend money and find out that we have a dud. If there was ever a time in the history of just about anything to not worry about the risk when it is how much money we could expend, and really how much are we talking about?
Exactly. Exactly.
Billions?
I mean, to be clear, it was, I think, 100 million doses for the first batch, which the Trump administration said, oh, we'll pay for that. And they wanted to double up on it, meaning 100 million Americans instead of 50 million would be immunized potentially by the summer. Now, we only ordered 50 million, half of that, even though Pfizer was urging the Trump camp, no, please do this because there's a waiting line. And now Pfizer is beholden to international contracts outside of the United States. So the rest of the world will potentially be immunized to coronavirus before the United States, the ostensibly wealthiest country in the world, because the Trump administration decided, and they've been so bought into the cult of conservatism and austerity talk, even though, it would potentially help them politically to have as much vaccine availability as possible. They said, oh, yeah, we don't want to buy in too much on Pfizer.
Yeah, because what if we waste $2 billion or $3 billion? I mean, we're talking about an anemic COVID relief bill that is at $900 billion. Mitch McConnell wants a $500 billion relief bill. We probably need a $2 trillion, $3 trillion relief bill at this point. And
Congress just passed a $740 billion Pentagon package yesterday. So this is just crumbs compared to what the federal government spends on a weekly basis. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And in the hands of a somewhat competent opposition party, one would hope that this would be, at the very least, used in the context of the Georgia races, right? We will see. We will see how much the Democratic leadership can pin this on a conservative ideology of erring on the side of spending too little. And really, this is a theme that we should be looking out for when it comes in terms of the stimulus as well, relief bills as well. You can err on one of two sides. And invariably, the elite economists, the conservative ideology says, let's err on the side of not spending too much money. We would hate there to be excess fat to ensure that we have made sure that everyone is helped out by this. And this should be weaponized at the very least, because it's going to cause more suffering. It's going to cause more immiseration. And there should be a political price to pay. But I don't know.
But usually, because the Democrats run the opposition party, there will not be. I mean, again, like they've done audits of the Pentagon spending. It is they've wasted hundreds of millions of dollars. They do so on a yearly basis. The fact that this is where they decide to trim the fat, shall we say, it says a lot about conservative ideology and the Trump administration in general.
Well, hope springs eternal, as it were. Let's